Good morning, Ramon. Good morning, Team Steam. So, hey, it looked like LeBron James lived up to the hype once again, getting those well over 36 points easily in the third quarter. How are you, Ramon?
Seemed like an easy call, Mindy. LeBron gets his record and the Lakers lose with pretty pathetic performance actually considering the final score in the long run. But a great night for LeBron and for basketball, for fans of basketball,
Sure.
really. I mean, I know that LeBron has his detractors, but those are probably just attention seekers. I think Kareem said it best that LeBron's accomplishments off the court far exceed his on court accomplishments, which are some of the greatest accomplishments of all time. It takes a selfless person to dedicate their time and their money to worthy causes in today's world of selfishness. And LeBron kind of shows selflessness, if you will. After all, he is a pass first kind of guy. So I was happy to see him set that record, but the game looked like it went according to form. I mean, really, Oklahoma City, they show why they're a team that's covered so many spreads this season and really have been terrific for backers because they are relentless.
For sure. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it was a great game. Again, I feel like it turned out just how it should have played out. I think he's going to be considered as one of the greatest players of all time. I still am probably, I think because of my age, I'm going to think of Michael Jordan, of course. But other than that, I do think it's going to be LeBron James is going to be right up there with the best of them, especially as kids grow older. Now that's where they're going to really kind of look up to.
Yeah, and again, how many more years we've talked about, his desire to play on the same team as his
Right.
son. One of the comments he made yesterday, when he talked about what motivates him, and he says as long as he can still help a group of guys, he didn't say help the Lakers. Just kind of left it open to that, maybe his future as far as when he does team up with his son, uh, ends up somewhere because who knows how that shakes out.
Right.
Where his son, if he were to be finally, after what, maybe he'll go to college for a year and then go into the NBA, but where LeBron would have to end up, so salary constrictions, things that'll have to be done. It does seem like he'll have to, maneuver a little bit in order to find a way onto the same team as his son to end his career. And I don't know, maybe they can work it out. He's a wealthy man, so it really doesn't matter,
Right.
taking pay cuts or whatever happens when that happens. But until then, the Lakers got their own set of problems, to work out, try to even make the playoffs at this point. Probably shouldn't be losing to a team like Oklahoma City. As much as we talk about how, great they are spread wise, they're not quite up there yet. Certainly have good talent,
Yeah,
though.
I mean, I really kind of felt like the Lakers team as overall was kind of lacking motivation last night. Like it didn't really look like they were out there giving their all, and that's kind of unfortunate too. I think it was a lot of LeBron really making plays happen. I mean, I've not seen him drive to the hole like that in a long time. Like he looked like he was kind of out for blood. The rest of the team, maybe not so much. So I think they can definitely do a lot better job of what maybe just hustle. I don't know.
Anthony Davis may be caught up in the moment spectating instead of participating there. But with SGA, with Giddy, these guys, they really are nice team to watch. And we should have been on the money line actually with the Thunder. In that one.
Well, I mean, who knew, right? Yeah, I mean, that's how it turned out. Especially, man, they were up quite a bit there for a while, and then even tried to give it back a little bit at the end.
Hello to everyone in the chat. Welcome to the morning steam with let me introduce to you the Midwest's premier sports handicapper, continuing her role another day. Yes, she didn't even know she won by the time it
Yeah,
was
I mean, I
all
wasn't
over.
really watching.
But another big day for Mindy Hahn. I'll cover that in just a moment. Just let me say hello to everyone joining us, regulars in the chat, and hey, newbies as well. If you want to, please say hello. If you're just waiting for your moment to comment. So, hello to everyone. Ron was here. Nice to have Ron leading off the lineup. Ziggy Ball's been a great contributor so far. Butterscotch here today. Walk this way. Coming through. Here's Adam this morning and Blake as well. They have their comments on LeBron. It's tough because everyone in basketball, I guess that's the way it is. We always wonder who's the greatest, who's the best. The sport will continue and there'll always be for that generation. It's hard to remember the greats of the past. Hello to
Right.
Thurman, Tony Livernesi as well. And yeah, it's and a lot. It's going to be tough. Whatever, however far LeBron goes, TJ, hello, Angel as well. But because I don't know. In the future, it just seems like money the way it is. I mean, who will want to play a long time?
Who needs
What
to?
did LeBron see? I know that the ultra elite can put themselves, into the stratosphere and end up buying it. Guys like Jordan. Maybe LeBron does. Who knows what he'll do with his money? But it just seems like it will be so easy now to go in. You can just play it. Just a couple of one or two contracts, and you can set your family, not only your family and your children and whatever your parents are alive, whatever, but your next generation as well. It's totally protected as long as they, I mean, we know some people burn through their money like they don't know what's going on, but yeah, Butterscotch says AD did not help last night, that's for sure. But he wants to wish Tiffany a happy belated birthday.
That's right.
If you were in the Discord, you would have saw celebratory pictures
That's right.
today coming to us from. I'm sure that they had to kick them out. They were being so rowdy, watching sports and having margaritas with upside down Coronas in them.
Coronaritas. That's right. But yeah, I wound up leaving, her house at, halftime because it's one of those like, people do have to work the next day. So again, Ramon, you're always like, well, maybe a Tuesday isn't the best day to, kind of have a party, but we find any day to have a party is a good day.
Here's the Discord that you can join. I put it up in the chat, and then you'll get approved. And as long as you don't go crazy in there, you're welcome to join us. And you could have seen almost real-time pictures of our
It was
hottest
real time.
handicappers. They don't even need to study. They just go down and have a couple of celebratory cocktails and pick us some winners. So
That's
we'll
right.
we'll pin Mindy down and make sure she's ready to go with this one. So, all right, good comments from.
Yeah, I mean, did the morning come early for anyone else or just me? I don't know.
Let's get the word from him on that. Hey, let's head over to Tony'sPicks.com before we get the pick started. I want to show everyone what happened yesterday. As we take a look at our handicapper leaderboard over there, and it was Ben Ruhala and Mindy Hahn are both 5-1 yesterday. Just 5-1. That's all. Anybody could do that, right? I mean, Sean 4-1, Daniel 4-2, and I was 4-2 as well. Look at the last 30 days. Mindy Hahn is up 3,738 units if you've played those 345, 352 plays right there at $100 a pop. Certainly, you'd be up $3,738, which isn't a bad monthly income. Everybody like to make more. We'd all like to make more. So when you're hot, step it up a little bit with Mindy Hahn, and you'd be up even more. I'm glad all of you are doing well with your picks and don't need Mindy's help. Don't need Mindy's picks. Just get them here on the show with the morning steam team that's up 1,200 units there over the last 30 days. And that's the difference between free and paid, Mindy. Right there, three times your money if you hook up with Mindy. 5-1 yesterday, Mindy. Did it involve that Lakers game?
Oh no.
No.
No, not at all. I mean, I gave my free pick out on the show. I did like the Lakers. I really did think that they were going to come out and crush it. And you were right again. Like, when there was this, big game and big something happening here with this LeBron James, all-time point scorer, they just didn't, live up to expectations. And of course, the Thunder, they've been, I would say, on a roll here against the spread. So they got the money here again. But no, I didn't want to be involved, other than I did have the LeBron James prop for the plus 135. So
I mean, what
was in on that.
what were they thinking, right?
I'm like, I'll take plus
on that.
135.
Yeah, I didn't mean to make light of that pick on the afternoon show. Thunder was my only premium pick there in the NBA from yesterday. But how about Team Steam also coming through with some winners yesterday? But just wanted to point out Mindy's success. And Mindy, you got your a couple packages up to get the day going, I see.
Yeah, so I put 3 picks in here today for the NBA, and then 3 picks in there for college basketball. I haven't gotten through, my efficiency picks yet. So for totals, I'll probably have another package here coming out a little bit later, but just didn't have a lot of time this morning to get through all that. So I'll have to play along with line changes here coming up after the show now, instead of more of the opening lines for the day. And then also there was a lot of line movement I already noticed in the NBA. So it's going to be a fun morning for us.
Click on the All Cappers tab, find the handicapper of your choice and get signed up. Mindy's right there at the top. And use the promo code TonyT at checkout. That saves you 20% off all of our premium pick packages for Wednesday in the NBA, NCAA basketball, and NHL hockey is what we'll cover today on the show. So hopefully everyone's winning. They don't need Mindy. So, hey, Nathaniel Nogoker, welcome from Israel. Perfect. Today, where they definitely play some pretty decent basketball as well. Greg Gillings is here today. Nice to see Greg. Ron says, smash and like. Great to see Greg. Great to have Nathaniel here as well. All right, let's get ready. Big NBA. We picked out 5 games on this big college card, and there are just 2 in the NHL tonight.
I was kind of bummed to see that. I thought for sure there was going to be more, since we've only had the 6 day, the 6 games, and then it went to 2. So I thought for sure we were going to have the big card, but that will probably be tomorrow.
The lines that'll be coming up are maybe 90 minutes old, maybe. So we'll make changes as we go along, because there has been, like Mindy said, some line movement already this morning on some of our games. So let's get ready to start it off with NBA basketball. And going to go to Cleveland for a division matchup between the Pistons and the Cavs. The Cavs are up to 13 here. And the total 223. So move is on the Cavs and the over here as we get the day started.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the Cavaliers here as well today. They are 3-0 over their last 3. Ramon, I don't really like these big spreads, but today I kind of do. Also 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 here versus a team with a winning record or with a losing record. I think the Cavaliers can cover this one at home.
Okay, it's always a matter of motivation when it comes to, making sure that they can get these type of numbers, but the Pistons just aren't showing, any resiliency, really, no matter what the number is at this point. I mean, we know the Cavs are terrific covering the spread at home, 18-9-1 ATS, and the Pistons all of a sudden are struggling again, just covering 3 of their
Yeah.
last 7 games. So I think I'm going to look to see what we got in the chat, and then I'll make a call as well. But looks like we've got plenty of people coming in with us here. Ron says he wants the Cavs tonight. Thanks to Ziggy giving us some plays there in the chat as well. Here comes Nathaniel. He is on the Cavs. Angel wants a first quarter play with the Pistons. Probably be getting, could be getting 4, maybe there. 3.5, I would think for sure, if not 4. Ziggy wants the points today. Greg's willing to lay it with the Cavs. Scott says they're blowing teams out. Doesn't matter what the spread is, it seems like, for the Cavaliers right now, Mindy, that they seem to be getting the job done, whatever their motivation is. So
Yeah.
big number. It's going up. I would have to think that if I, looked at it from Cleveland's perspective, that they might look at it as an important game, just to keep the pressure on. But I think they can get this blowout. I mean, I'm hesitant to lay a big number, but if you're laying a big number, that has to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, I really don't do that too often. So the big spreads for me, like it really has to, really fit. And good morning to Neil, where it's probably still minus, 30 degrees or so. And Scotch, I love the trash emoji. It's always one of my favorite things.
Oh, there. Okay. Yeah. Pistons are garbage. He says Adams on the Cavs, TJ Cavs. Tony Livernessi, first half Cavs. A lot of Cavs support here for the blowout. Neil, he did. Yeah, I see. Cavs and Cavs team total over. Nathaniel says Pistons are very weak. Among the weakest for sure.
Yeah.
So Ron on them as well. Okay, I'll trust you. I trust you guys. I mean, I trust myself. I gotta like Cleveland in this one. I think they can get it done. But man, this got to be the very most I could lay at this point. I know if it gets to be a blowout, I mean, sure it'll be more than probably be closer to 20. But I'm in with you guys. I feel
Right,
I respect those that are. Well, I respect those that are still hanging with the Pistons in the chat. Those big points are always. Angel says Pistons money line. Pay attention out there. Taking that plus 600 today.
That's true. There is usually an upset. Not sure if this is the spot, but we never know. I mean, sports are crazy.
Yeah,
it can happen.
No, I think one thing, with the Cavs, it's like they don't know any better. Like some of the, right? We think of the
like they're still playing in the fourth quarter.
Right. I mean, we look at the veteran teams that want to rest half the time. They, that's why it ends up being close or whatever, and that's why teams like the Lakers, the Warriors, right? They're all hanging out down there. Can't figure out what even the Nets. So, all right, we'll do it. Let's lay 32 points. Yesterday, Mindy, we didn't have a lot of agreement. We didn't have a great day. So, I mean, but it wasn't like it was. Funny thing was, it wasn't like we were, because we had the disagreement or we didn't get together on our plays, but we still had clean sweeps of some of the games out there too. So there were winners involved. Just we just didn't come to terms, if you will, on some of those. So, all right, let's move on now and take a look at next up. Hornets and Wizards. And this one, the Wizards are favored by 5, and the total 236.5.
Oh, goodness. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Hornets here on the road. You could go ahead and put your trash bucket back up, Mark, but the Wizards 0-3 in their last 3 games here, allowing quite a few points as of late. almost in the 125s. Hornets 5-1 against the spread versus the Wizards off of 2 or more days rest here as well. I'm going to try the Hornets and the plus points here for the victory.
All right, Mindy wants Charlotte in this spot. It looks, kind of intriguing because maybe is the spread a little bit low? We're talking about 5. I don't know if it is. I mean, I think Charlotte's in a spot where they can compete here with Washington, and I'm willing to come in with you on this one, Mindy. Washington's 9-15 at home against the spread, while Charlotte they're profitable on the road, 16-14. Not paying the mortgage necessarily, but here comes Ziggy. He wants to lay the points. Actually, going to go against us here. And Butterscotch says no.
Yeah,
chance.
there was he put extra trash even in that one.
No chance. No, but I'm with you. We're going to be on this one here. Ron says
the trashy plays.
Take a look at the Wizards' injury. Ron says if Beal plays, he wants the Wizards. Greg says if the 2 stars for Washington are in, he would prefer the Wizards here. Looking at the injury report right now, you definitely have them as questionable. So we'll see if they can make it back into the lineup. Kuzma's is an ankle injury, and Beal has a foot injury. And no indication one way or the other, I would think, at this point, whether they're in or they're out. I think the line reflects that the fact that these 2 players are questionable. We could actually end up getting more points here. It's not a situation. I mean, I'm on the spot here with Charlotte. That's one thing when we get into the discussions sometimes, Mindy, and they say, agreed, because we're making these picks in the morning where we don't know the personnel. But a lot of times when the news does come out and the line then is adjusted, a lot of times there'll be questions for, cappers. Will you still go with them at this price with or without this player in there? And a lot of I'm looking at spot. I'm looking at the team motivation. I like to call it the human algorithm. So I think the team is affected to play not at their potential. So, for example, if both Kuzma and Beal are ruled in and the spread rolls to 6, 6.5, 7, I'm on the Charlotte Hornets here today, mostly because of what I feel is the spot, the situation for them. And not necessarily taking advantage of these because, who is Charlotte to worry about who the other guys are even on the floor? They've got their own issues. I'm on Charlotte because of the spot here against Washington, and that's why I'm going to take them today with you, Mindy, and get started with 2-0. All
right, here we go
in this one. But it looks like.
Yeah, they think that the line might be short a basket. It looks like for most folks, and I don't blame them. I mean, sure, I'd love another basket in there, but I just kind of feel like where they've been playing and how they've been doing, I think that this is a good spot, like you said.
Yeah, and they want more points if they're even going to consider it. So, Angel says there's 2 upsets every day. You're right.
Right.
And and the other thing is, if anything, I mean, I know that one spread's 5 and one's 12. I mean, the Hornets have probably a better chance of pulling off an upset than the Pistons. So, all right, Mindy, we're on a couple of we're on 2 plays so far in 2 games, and so it's looking a lot different than yesterday. But hey, I've got Mindy Hahn here, so okay. 76ers and Celtics. The Celtics are favored by 4.5, and the total currently is down a tick to 224.5.
Already? See, this is what I was talking about because I really like the under here in this one, but it's at 228 when I looked at it earlier, and then suddenly here we go. Are already missing 4 points in this one, but again, the Celtics, for whatever reason, are not putting up a ton of points. I think they could do better. I think they're just slowing the game down a lot here as of late. And it's kind of the same thing for, the 76ers putting up 97 last time versus the Knicks when I thought for sure they were going to be able to put up about 106 in that one. But The under 4-1 Celtics last 5 here, following a straight up, and under 5-2 in the last 7 in Boston. So also go to the under here, 228.
Yeah,
Or
it's been big.
224 now.
Right. Well, no, it's been it's been steamed big time in this one, and I don't know, is it worthy of that? You talk about and in general, the totals, quite frankly, are beginning to slow down a bit. Whether
Right.
that's leading into the All-Star game, fatigue setting in, uh, more intense defense. What really is it that's starting to bring these totals down? I would just say over the last 3 or 4 days.
Sure. Look at
Immediately.
them, like last night, almost they were, I think, almost under. If I think about when I went back through, I mean, it was a lot of low scoring again last night.
The thing that was not going to probably have me necessarily agreeing with you here and getting on the total is the fact that although these teams are kind of a mixed bag when it comes to Philly does definitely trend over, but Boston, they've been tending to kind of under for the most part, but usually on the road.
Yeah.
Boston at home is 18-9 to the over at home, and Philadelphia on the road is 15-9 to the over. I mean, combine those two numbers, that's 33-18 to the over here. So I think that's what troubles me a little bit, even though the total obviously is getting pushed down by sharps here big time to the current number. So let's take a look and see what's going on in the
Yeah,
chat.
kind of a little bit of mixed throughout here.
Daniel's on the six, says it's just to beat Boston here. Tony's on Boston. And Embiid plays, give him Ron the Sixers, and he said, he feels that he is playing. In fact, Mindy, I talk about that total, but right now I'm showing it bouncing right back up to 225 and a half as we speak, and I'm
That's kind
sure
of a
that you
sweet
can get
spot
that
for the
number.
gappers in there. Yeah.
Yeah, and we expect Jaylen Brown is been on the injured list to. He is probable for the game tonight. Robert Williams, the defensive stalwart, is also probable for the game. And let's see. Hey, Keith Arway joins us. Say hello to Keith. Mindy, a new commenter here. He's from New Jersey. Thank you, Keith.
Nice.
Thank you for signing in. Hopefully, you've been with us the whole way. Ziggy wants the Sixers here against the number. Nathaniel says he likes the under in the game. Angels on the Celtics here. Daniel says Tatum will come out slow. Angel going to be spread as well. Scott says Sixers to keep it close. Adams on the Sixers here. Daniel says Harden can light it up. TJ's with you, Mindy, in this one.
All right.
Nathaniel wondering about Embiid's status. I don't know if we really can. I think the chat is speculating here. I know that he knows it's a big game, but I think, I'm not sure if the line is. I think the line reflects a questionable status at 4.5. So I'm not sure that we know that Embiid is, going to be his status will be upgraded, if you will. So Angel says the Sixers are going to be a big public dog here. Right now it looks like the Celtics are taking the action, but again, I think if you see Embiid in there, maybe that will change things. Ron says Embiid, if he is in, he'll be on the Sixers here. If it was rest, it does look to be more than just talking about the rest when it comes to resting that foot. So, yeah. Well, we'll see. I respect TJ. What there's, I got to respect this team in this one, and the fact that the Sixers, but both these teams, it seems like when they want to play some defense, can. Ron might be on the Sixers money line here. Neil is on Philly. A lot of comments on this game. There'll be a lot of attention on this game tonight.
For sure, it sounds like.
Rodney's got a total defensive game. This would be a premium under if that score was, what you truly felt, Rodney. Don't make no mistake. You can, certainly listen to us, whatever, but if you feel that strongly, that's an under for you. So Blake here on Philly, and then LJ.
Big one.
Great to have
Nice
you,
hit.
LJ. Welcome. Maybe you commented before.
Yeah, I think just yesterday, right? Was the first day, perhaps?
Oh, thank you.
Sweet.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so Mindy's going to be on the under in this one, and I'm hoping that we get Joel Embiid in there today. I want to take the Sixers in this one, and if he is ruled out, I mean, this line will go up, and I'm probably still going to be interested in the Sixers. Yep, I agree with Scotch here. And, I'd say you have to wait on this, get these points now while you can. And because obviously, even with the news, when you see a questionable status, that line will go down once he's ruled in. So, all right, TJ on the Sixers here as well. Okay. It's going to be a good one tonight. Dare I say, the game of the night.
All right. Maybe I'll get to watch some today.
Spurs and Raptors, not the game of the night. The Raptors
What?
10.5, 233.5.
How could you say it's not the game of the night, Ramon? Goodness. Both teams are putting up a whopping 113 on the season. The Spurs struggling, 0-4 record as of late. Everyone's having trouble here. Under 4-1 the Spurs last 5 here. Under 10-3 in the Raptors last 13 following a road trip of 7 days or more. I'm going to go ahead and take the under in this one. Under 233.5 now.
All right. Yeah, that scares me. I mean, there's no doubt that, it'd have to be one of those, I would guess, it's a big spread like that. I mean, it's just a matter of motivation, right? San Antonio could actually be the side tonight. Could Toronto, a team that, I don't know, do they really blow out bad teams? So let's see what we have. Here comes Adam. He's on Toronto here. Looks like TJ's on the over in this game. Butterscotch certainly is going against you here, Mindy. You have a San Antonio. We know how.
Again.
Yeah, 32-21 to the over, 15-8 to the over on the road. Toronto 18-12 to the over as a favorite. So I don't know. I mean, but it does seem like San Antonio. The problem is when we get involved in some of these big totals with double-digit spreads, is that the weaker team ends up not scoring enough points. Here they might just be able to compete if Toronto doesn't have the motivation. I'm not sure. All right, let's see. Greg's leaning to the over here, but well, we know, they do play a little better defense at home. We'll see. Ziggy says, he leans Spurs here because of what we're saying with that motivation, let down spot. And Nathaniel says he doesn't even remember last time the Raptors were laying double digits. Here comes Angel. He's going to have a parlay today with
money line parlay.
Underdog. We'll never see Angel again because he'll be retired to an island after tonight's action.
Right.
You could probably do $20 and have thousands by the time this night's over. We know, we know it's been. Angel says this is the upset game,
right?
So, all right. Ron says, I'm not laying 11 points, knowing the Spurs can possibly cover this one. Because Toronto doesn't blow teams out. I don't know. The Spurs are really, really weak right now. All right. I'm going to be on the Raptors here to cover these double digits against San Antonio. It feels like San Antonio might be in the right spot here, but gosh, they just don't cover right now. 2-8 in the last 10 games against the spread. Toronto does cover some spreads at home. I'm going to try one more chance going against these Spurs.
You get one more chance with Ramon. That's it.
I'm not one of those, I'll never bet on this team again. Chances are, if I'm betting 50-50, I might bet on them the next game.
Right.
And Dave says the Spurs have gone over in 12 of the last 14 games on the road. I mean, they are a massive over. And Toronto's not too bad on the over as well. So this one keeps going down. I might end up on the over here. Dave says Toronto doing some covering at home of late. All right, Mindy's on the under. I'm on the Raptors in this one.
Trash.
Pacers and the Heat. The Heat are -6.5, and the total is 223.
Well, I think this one might head to the under as well. This one actually, point total has gone up a point. Both teams here 1 and 2 over the last 3. Pacers pacing 107. The Heat 106. The under here 4-0 in Pacers last 4. Under 5-0 in the Heat's last 5 home games. Gonna hit the under.
Well, everybody already likes the under. It's going to be a popular play, certainly. Looks like a little bit. It looks like a lot of Indiana also coming in here in this game, but it looks like Indiana and under for the chat for sure. Dave says it's a good season series for Pacers, a good long-term series. Nathaniel does want to lay the points with the Heat. Want to welcome Mark's reviews here.
2.0. The second version.
He likes the Pacers tonight. This is not the same Heat team. And says the Heat are a little bit thin on the bench tonight.
Mark's review. What do you got? Autograph on there? Can't see what that is. I need to know, though.
I'll take a look at that depth on the injury report. Oladipo will be out. Lowry out. Those are the main ones because Vincent is probable and Robinson is probable as well. All right. So Mindy's going to be on the under, and I can't pass. Not if the chat's even on an under here. If the chat's on an under, you know we're going.
Speaking of unders. Are we doing it? Is it official?
Oh, gosh, yes. I
All
mean,
right.
this game has to be an under. Anything with Miami these days, it feels like an under at this point, right? Especially against Indiana team that's gone under in 7 of their last 10 games, and they're under 11 and 15 on the road. So I'm going to go with the under here in this one at 223. That's a premium consensus. Probably was a premium no matter what.
Lock.
And let's see, do we have any more picks on the game? Yep. Ron Hahn on the Pacers. Most on the Pacers. A couple we did see on the Heat as well. Scott Smart here today, thanking Mindy for some great comments in our Discord. So join us in there as well and fire away. Questions, picks, what do you want? Rodney Pacers first quarter is his play. So, all right, got another play there. 3 so far out of our 5 games. Let's go to Sacramento taking on Houston. Sacramento on the road here taking on Houston. Sacramento -8, and the total's up to 240.
Well, I know. Tiffany and Tony had a discussion about, his Kings team versus the Rockets, and he expects, the Kings to crush them. I just don't know. I don't know how these Kings have been playing here as of late. The Rockets, though, they're still ranked 29th in scoring. And the Kings, this is what's worried me, right? They've only scored 104 points in the last, 2 to 3 games here. So I'm going to take a look at the under. It's 6-2 in the Rockets' last 8, following a double-digit loss here as well. Going under.
Yeah, I think that the Kings have, I don't want to say an underrated defense. I mean, when you're playing as well as when you play as well as 7 games over 500 for the Kings, I mean, they're a pretty decent team. You got to have a little bit of defense out there. And I think against Houston, it can come to fruition to see the strides that they've made. The steam came in on the under in this game. There's little question about that. It was as high, I believe, as 241.
Right.
So it does look like it's actually been some buyback to the over a little bit in the game, but I'm going to agree with you on the under here. Sacramento is 8-18 to the under on the road. Now they are more of an over team as a favorite, but a lot of those games are at home. So even against Houston, to say 241, you'd almost have to, expect Houston in a game like this to score 115 points in a game that they are, nearly a double-digit underdog. So I'm going to agree with Mindy here.
Right.
I'm going on the under in this game between Sacramento and Houston. Houston can't contribute enough points to get this game to go over. So, what I feel about it. We already know, Houston's big time struggles at this point. They're healthy. Well,
Yeah.
So we're going to go under in this game for sure. Sacramento may end up being able to handle them. That's a thing. The Sacramento, another one of those teams that doesn't know any better. So
right. Keep firing.
Thanks, Scott. Here's Greg. He wants to be on Sac, and so does Ron. Greg also leans the over. Ziggy says he's leaning to Houston. Tony did say they would pound them today, huh?
Yeah, I know. I'm worried a little bit about
Adams on the Kings here. No, I would, I kind of look to the Kings. Nathaniel's with us here. Angel's got a prop for us. And TJ talking about
he's probably going to get on this game now.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I just want to make sure there. It looks like Adam's talking about this game on the under, Blake on the under here. So it looks like we got a good play. I don't know if Angels did say that. Did he say that?
No, I don't think so. But he might do it now, he said. Got to get them all fired up.
Ron says De'Aaron Fox back. Yeah, Greg said it as well. Nathan, big time Kings.
Yes.
Says here. TJ says he might want to fire on the Kings. Ron says he's with Tony in this one. So check out Tony's videos today, as well as NBA is already up. We'll get his college a little bit later as well. So anyways, I'm going to be on the under in this one with Mindy, but everyone pretty hot on the Kings in this one. Good spot for the Kings, maybe. Rockets just not showing enough right now, are they? We know they're not. We know they're trash. We know they're bad.
I love the trash can emoji. I don't just say.
Well, I mean, it's just
like one of my faves.
All they got to do is start to get just enough points and show just a little improvement right here. But man, does feel like Sacramento pretty good spot, even to cover a big number. All right.
Sure, I'll take the Kings on the money line for sure.
And under that. Timberwolves and Jazz. The Jazz are favored by 5.5, and the total's 236.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at another total here in this one that I like. Both teams 1 and 2 to the over in their last three. Jazz putting up 122, Timberwolves about 123, and allowing that much also on defense. Over 6-1 the Jazz last 7 versus a team with a winning record. And the over 6-1 the last 7 meetings here, head to head. I'll take over that 236.
Feel very strong.
Jumped way up. Goodness, from 232.
Yeah, that's one thing that does kind of trouble me a little bit about it, Mindy, is that it has gone up so much because I was about to say a lot of those things that you mentioned, a lot of those trends to me kind of have had me on that over. But man, that's a big, big jump from, what'd you say, 232
and a half, yeah.
Really? Oh man, and a 4-point jump on, what really should be with these two teams a higher scoring game, but it's just kind of gotten to that point right now where it just feels like it's reached the tipping point almost in this one. So, but let's take a look and see what the chat has to say here. Angels coming in on the Wolves in this one.
On the money line.
I think, but he did say spread later on. So
I was kidding.
Oh, okay. The Marks Reviews loves the T-Wolves here at +5. And the T-Wolves were not even close against the Nuggets today. They're going to be, I don't know, it feels like getting a little bit of extra bonus, if you will, in these points, because really I would think that if that didn't happen last night, it might have been close. We saw it open, I believe, at 3.5. Adam looks like he wants to go on the under now in this game. I feel like I want to only consider the over or not play it, but TJ can't bet them all. Yeah, you can, TJ. Just take that.
You just hit the button. It's like real easy. It's like boom.
More games at smaller prices. The last I checked, I think the juice is the same. Well, it's not the same on every game, but it works the same on every game. It's always going to be, you're always trying to beat that little bit of a nickel there. Always trying to, keep that 5 cents out of the bookmaker's pocket. And you could do that with either one game or 100 games, I believe.
Sure.
You just decrease your bankroll, play more games.
That's right.
Because there's just too much luck involved. I can't put it all in one game. I can't have that super lock. I've got to trust the numbers over the long term. So, all right, let's take what else we got. Hey, Gerardo's here today.
Sweet.
And Ron says, "See, he's one of those. He's one of those.
I'm never doing it again. He'll do it
ever." Butterscotch, Minnesota.
I'm gonna write that down, and he'll be like, "I'm taking Utah next week." So,
well, I did like that over. I like it with you, and I'm not gonna saddle us with that tax. So let's let you give out that free, and I'm going to go with the Minnesota Timberwolves here off of the bad performance to come back and bounce back in this one with the 5.5. Who knows how many they'll be getting once everybody realizes they lost by 1,000 points yesterday in Denver and were never in it. So, all right. Doesn't look like too much excitement with that game. So Mindy's on the over in that game, and I'm on Minnesota plus the points. Warriors and Trailblazers here. The Trailblazers they're down to 2.5, total 236.5.
Oh goodness, more fun with the Golden State Warriors away. But I'm going to take them today, Ramon. I don't care. I'm taking them plus 3.5 points here today. Blazers now lost 2 in a row, allowed 128 points a game over those last 2. Warriors, still have that second-ranked offense at 118 points a game here. The coming off a big win versus the Thunder, I like the Warriors here and the plus points.
All right, Mindy will take the Warriors in this one. Yeah, no chance for me to take Warriors here with no Steph going on the road. It'll just be more of the same. I
Okay.
feel like when it comes to Warriors on the road without Steph, just seems like once he started to, once he worked back, once they measured their opponents a little bit, started to do a little something on the road, and unfortunately, got a major, not a major, well, yeah, a major injury. Whenever you're a superstar player and you're out for a couple of weeks, they say that's a major injury. So they were talking about all the big stars that have missed all those games so far this season. So Angel said that one of his top plays is going to be on the Blazers. Ron's on the Blazers here. Adam's with you, though.
Mindy and Adam on an island together, taking the Golden State Warriors on the road with their terrible road record.
Yeah. Scotch wants the over in this one. Doesn't look like a bad call at all. Really, the Warriors seem to even go faster without Steph in there. It seems like sometimes, right? So let's see Ziggy on the Blazers here. Neil, Portland, and over. TJ over. Ramon, I'm going over in this one with Golden State and Portland today.
What is that total at now, Ramon?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Mindy. Let me pop that back up there. Finish this one off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it went up and then
it's going up,
down. It's not as high as 237. Now it's on its way back down, maybe a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I don't know if it'll settle much lower than that, though. It's an uncomfortable number, certainly, but I feel pretty, to me, it just feels like the Warriors, the road Warriors, if you will, which they're not. I don't know. It just feels like it slips a little bit away from them a little bit. It just gets a little bit faster, a little bit more chaotic, if you will. That's kind of what Steph brings to it when he's in there. He does keep it pretty controlled. Warriors are 20-6 to the over on the road this season. Blazers 15-10 to the over at home. Let's go over. All right. Neil parlaying Portland. Oh no! Oh wait. Oh, okay. He's going to the alternate universe for a Portland
or 228,
point, and then but still takes in and also buying it down. Okay, got it. Similar to a teaser there.
Right.
Mavericks and Clippers. The Clippers here on the final game on the board. They're favored by 8. And the total has already dropped 2 points to 220.5 in this one. And we'll see. We'll see what goes on with the Dallas Mavericks in the future. Have they jeopardized their future? Kyrie Irving is probable for tonight's game, but Luka's out. So that's kind of perplexing. You want to see them, on the court together. Obviously, to see how they are, but for their success as well. And that's not going to happen in the first game.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be a little bit tough for me, but I tried to put together some numbers that would put me on the Clippers. I'm just not getting there. I'm going to take the Mavericks here, today in this one. I feel like they kind of both been maybe trending a little bit over. I think there's going to be some points here, so the Mavericks can stay in pace. So I'm going to take the Mavs here plus 8.
Okay, Mindy will take the Mavericks here, plus those points in the debut of Kyrie Irving tonight. Yep, we'll see. Dallas, they definitely have played with some heart over the last couple of games. We'll see. With TJ says take the Mavericks with you here. And maybe it is. Maybe it's best that. Well, it's not ever going to be best when you don't have Luka Doncic, but uh, maybe interestingly, it's for the better to get Kyrie. Hey, we can rely on a guy like Kyrie if we don't have our star. Here's Neil. He wants Clippers and under in this one, but Ron's Clippers and over.
The Hans are kind of against each other today. We haven't had that happen in a while.
Well, man, the Mavericks. I'm not trusting. There's this one. We're gonna be up. We're going to challenge here today.
All right, Mindy versus Ramon.
Yeah,
challenge.
As long as we got the two Clipper stars expected to play in this game. It just sounds like a massive. It sounds like a Clippers blowout in a very low scoring game to me.
I think we should play for pepperoni pizza. What do you think?
Well, it's so hard, I mean, by the time you mail it, it's going to be.
No, I just, I can DoorDash it right to your place, Ramon. It wouldn't be no trouble at all. Plus, I feel like I probably owe you a pizza for all your help.
Thank you to Greg. It looks like he's checking out. Just want to come to the NBA. Great to have you, Greg. Appreciate you very much, Nathaniel. That's it for you as well today. Thank you and good luck. We're gonna get to college basketball here for a few games as well as a couple of games in the NHL. So, whatever you want, Mindy. I like. I'm just you saw it.
I'm gonna write down the pizza challenge.
3. Maybe it'll be a pizza every time. Is every time going to be a pizza?
I don't know. Like, it could work that way, I mean, I don't have any problem with it. I'll be owing you lots of pizzas.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's gone one way or the other on the challenges. I mean, I look at it and I see sometimes you hit it and sometimes I hit it, So I do know this. I'm not only against you when it comes to the team here, on Tony's Picks YouTube channel. So.
Don't say it. It ain't so, Ramon. You must have cheated. What did Tony had to say about it?
Well, I want to make sure everybody watches Tony's videos. So, anyways, probably just because I really like maybe that under. But
Ramon probably has pizza sitting like right next to him right now. Is it true?
No, it is not.
No?
True.
Oh, okay. No. Usually. Because you, tease me with it, like, in the morning you're like, oh look, I have pizza. I'm like, I'm starving.
Tony's making a request for another game, so we can get to a sixth game there. But let's keep rolling with the NCAA card, a big card here today. But we'll look at 5 or 6 games and start it off. Well, Mindy's got the Creighton hat on, so let's take a look with Creighton here on the road to start us off. This is a 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Mindy, 3:30 Pacific game, and Creighton is up to 4.5, and the total's 135.
So which Creighton team will arrive? Which Creighton team will arrive, Ramon? I mean, that's kind of been the big thing for me. I think they're playing better at home, but yet they're still having close encounters with teams like Georgetown and such. They're also just kind of bad on the road. So for me, I'm going to go Seton Hall today, hoping Creighton can get a win. We'll say, a basket or two, but get paid with Seton Hall on the money. Seton Hall 7-4 at home. Creighton 2-4 on the road. Home team's also been 10-4 in this matchup here historically. And again, Blue Jays right now in their last 6, only 1-5 in their road games. So give me Seton Hall today.
Seems like the spread's gone up just a little bit too much. I mean, I would expect a close game, certainly between these two teams, and to see Creighton now 4.5. That just does look a little bit high to me. I think Seton Hall certainly looks. They're 9-3 straight up at home. And Creighton, they haven't even played a lot of road games, and they're just 2-4 straight up on the road. and now you wanted them to go out on the road and cover some points. Look, Creighton's a terrific favorite, and Seton Hall actually is a very poor dog. But in the role of home underdog, I'm willing to take Seton Hall here with you,
All right.
Mindy. Yep, and I'll take
Cool.
4.5 points on a line that probably is just a basket too high, but for whatever reason here, it looks like Creighton has taken the action here. Butterscotch is going to be with us in this one.
Good.
So sharps are on Creighton. I'm sure of that.
Well, yeah. I mean, in order to drive that up like that, yes.
Yeah, because the tickets, how they run, and well, tickets are running 3/4 in favor of Creighton. So all right. Here's Adam with us.
Shh.
Yeah. Might step in a big pile of shaving cream. Be nice. Okay. Anybody ever listen to Dr. Demento? Anybody know what that is?
I've heard of Dr. Demento, but it's been a long time, Ramon.
Iowa State and West Virginia here. West Virginia, favoritism. Let me see, 705, 706. West Virginia minus 3.5. Total's down to 135.
Yeah, it's one of those that I kind of feel like there's so not so great of road teams here today on this, short card that we are covering. Iowa State only 3-4 on the road. West Virginia, they basically have a similar record at home, 6-7, one game under. But I'm going to go ahead and take the over today. It's 6-0 to the over with West Virginia. 10-2 for Iowa State versus a team with a winning record here. So that's how I'm going to go over this 135 today.
All right, Mindy, taking the over, and I'll agree with you. I think West Virginia at home is a team that can definitely score here enough to get. I don't think can cover this number. I think it's going to be a close game. At 3.5, I have a feeling it's going to come down to right about that margin. Maybe that does favor Iowa State a little bit, but Iowa State, they're a pretty darn good cover. I know that. And but for me, I think West Virginia at home, 10-4 to the over as a favorite this season. So
Cool.
West Virginia and Iowa State, I'll look to go over with you in this one. Last year their meeting in around this time went for 165 points. So
let's do it. Let's get it early so I don't have to worry about it. I like that.
Okay. And Butterscotch says, I'm going with the Iowa State defense, so that does not bode as well
they
for
are
us.
pretty good.
Yeah, no, Iowa State does, they definitely are a team that trends under, particularly on the road. But I feel like West Virginia, the way they're playing right now, not
carry the pace a bit.
Yeah, 135.5. Let's go over. Okay, we got more action today for sure. Wisconsin and Penn State, back to Big Ten country here. Penn State in this one is favored by 4 now. It's gone down a little bit. The total's holding at 126.5. So maybe
and then I'm going to give you some more conflicting data here because Wisconsin is just so terrible on the road. 1-9 against the spread, right? And then Penn State 7-4 at home. But if you take a look, they're only 5-5 against the spread. Oh, but I'm still going to go ahead and lean here to the road team. I'm going to take Wisconsin in this one here. They're 7-2 in the last 9, and the underdog is 20-6 in the last 26 meetings. I'm kind of more of basing this on maybe too much, but kind of past head-to-head. Have Wisconsin have the better shooting team there in this one. I'll take them +4.
All right, yeah, it just worries me. I mean, these numbers, Mindy, for Wisconsin, I mean, they're just not traveling well at all. I can't trust them at this point, especially only getting a couple of baskets against Penn State. So Looks like there might be a few comments here.
One of those too, like, I thought Penn State was really going to give it to Nebraska. And then, I find some of the ways that Wisconsin and Nebraska play are a little bit similar. I know you might think that's kind of weird, but, that's kind of how I'm kind of going about this one too.
All right. I'll look to the over in this one. Penn State 9-5 to the over at home, while Wisconsin goes over 7 out of 11 games as an underdog. They have gone over. So I'm going to look for this one to get over that 126.5. Mindy will be on the Wisconsin Badgers here. Tony's going to be against.
I think Wisconsin's going to go there, I think that's nothing going to help that total that you're looking for.
Tony's going to go against me, though, here. Butterscotch on Penn State. So it's kind of unanimous with Penn State today going against Mindy, and I'm going against Tony. Not Tony T, but Tony L.
Right.
All right. No problem. Let's take a look next at Oklahoma and Baylor. Baylor's favored in this one, down to 9.5, though, and the total 140.
Another bad road team, Ramon. 2-4 on the road. Baylor, just not great at home either. 7-7, just 500. But I'm gonna take the Sooners. I'm going with another bad road team. But if I take a look historically, head-to-head, this road team is 16-2-2 against the spread in the last 28 meetings. And then Bears 0-9 in the last 9, following a straight-up win. I'm going to go with the Sooners today.
All right, Mindy will take Oklahoma, getting those. Look, you're getting, what was it, 9.5, I said, and that's, it opened, I believe, 8.5. I saw it go all the way up to 10.5, and it's settled now at 9.5. So, kind of some crazy movement there.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but Oklahoma, they've covered their share of numbers, certainly as underdogs, 7-5 as a dog. Meanwhile, Baylor just 8-11 as a favorite. So I think that's not too bad. But for me, I'm going to end up on the under in this game as my complimentary selection here. With Baylor at home, I think they'll be able to hold Oklahoma. You figure, look, 140 here total. So, man, I'm not necessarily just trusting that right now with Baylor at home. They did hold Arkansas to 64 points. So I'm going to go under in this one. 140. At 140, Mindy's going to be on Oklahoma here, plus 9.5. Get your comments on this game. And TJ's going to be on OU here. Butterscotch right back with Baylor. Dave says Baylor has momentum. And, I don't think that loss to Texas was anything necessarily to sweat. They were on the road. They almost got the money. It wasn't a disastrous game at all. Standings-wise, it certainly was a crusher, but they were an underdog in that game. So, all right. Finally, let's take a look at San Diego State going up against Utah State here in this one. I'm showing Utah State a 2-point favorite. This total's up, however, I believe, now to 145.5.
Well, I think the Aztecs are just the hotter team right now. This is a team that isn't, they're not a bad road team. They're 4-2 on the road, actually, and Utah State decent at home, 7-4. But if I take a look at this one here, right now the Aztecs, they're 5-1 their last 6 overall, and the Aggies opposite direction, 1-5 against the spread in the last 6 versus a team with a winning record. I'm going to take this San Diego State team here today, get in a basket.
All right. Well, I hope you're right. It's not necessarily a great. Here's the thing, though. San Diego State, they're never an underdog, and here they are, an underdog today against a team that is a pretty darn good favorite in the Utah State Aggies. Utah State's 14-6 against the spread as a favorite. So San Diego State's only been an underdog one other time this season. They did not cover. perception, of course. San Diego State, great defense, but this year they've been just a different team because they actually have offense this year. They don't play the same brand of defense despite the public's perception. You have a Utah State team that's gone over in 8 of their last 10 games. The line's already ticked up in this one from, I believe, 144. So it's already going higher. So for me, that's the way I'm going to look. Utah State also 13-7 to the over as a favorite. It just seems like when they play those home games, they go over. I'm going to go over with San Diego State and Utah State. Mindy's on the Aztecs plus 2 points tonight. All right, we got Butterscotch on San Diego State, Adam on San Diego State. All right, we did have one request. It was the Temple game against SMU, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, let me see what I have.
Let me make sure that's. Did you see that earlier?
Yes, it was Temple, SMU.
I already saw a steam moved. I see the game right above it on the rotation, Tulsa and Houston. And Houston absolutely got totally steamed right now. I mean, they're
like 25 or what?
Oh, gosh, it's now 27.5.
Gosh.
Yeah. So let me fire up this one here. Having just a minor issue. All right, here we go.
I'm still trying to find it.
Okay, 7:23, 7:24 goes off at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific with Temple on the road here. Temple is favored on the road by 2.5, and the total's 138.5 here. Oops. Yep, at SMU.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to look at going over the total of 138 here in this one. I have this just ticking over 140. It's one of those SMU right now. They are actually allowing quite a few points on defense. So they're allowing 77 points a game with a Temple team that puts up about 74 themselves. So, I mean, that means that SMU only has to basically get, an average amount of points, a little bit over 60. So I'll take the over here in this one today, Ramon.
All right. Well, I'm glad we pulled off another game. Got a request. I want to go over definitely with SMU right now. I think they might be in a bit of trouble here today against Temple. I think this is a pretty good spot for the Owls to come in. I mean, the Owls are just one of the best road teams in the country as far as covering the spread. They've only failed to cover the spread one time in 9 games on the road. So even laying the points, I've got to go over with Mindy in this one. SMU might be having a hard time here with the Owls today. Want to say hello to Evan? No, Evan, you can just watch it. You can even skip some of the part. Ariel Barbosa, pleasure to have you here. Welcome.
Yeah, so go ahead and kind of works like we just go ahead and run through the cards. That we do full card for NBA, NHL, select few here for college basketball. But we're looking for you folks in the chat to give us your picks. And then Ramon and I, we come to consensus, and those are the plays that we make. So we make sure that we document our record so you guys can have, faith in us as your go-to handicappers every day to gain consensus, to do your due diligence, and to make some cash. So thanks for hanging out with us.
There's a couple joining us on the Temple SMU game over. Yep, great way to capsulize it, Mindy. See, you think of things like this. A new person comes in, I'm like, "Hi, how you doing?" And you actually take the time to explain exactly what we're doing here, and I'm just taking it for granted that we're running a sports handicapping show, but we're also here to promote our premium picks over at tonyspicks.com. But again, our free picks here on the morning steam also do pretty well, and we document those plays over at tonyspicks.com. So whenever Mindy and I do agree on a game, we tally it up over at Tony'sPicks.com. We sell it to people if they don't want to watch the show, but they're just looking at our website and they see this fine record that just happens to be when Mindy and I agree on some games over the last 2 months. It's been pretty darn solid.
Well, I would
I'm
say
very
that is
proud of that.
a fact, Ramon.
Very proud of that. And like I was kind of saying when we talk about our excitement about our live viewership, I'm showing 50, 75, 80 right now. And look, that's not the world; it's our world, though.
Yeah.
And us with you guys, and that's what keeps us coming back every day. I don't think, even though Mindy's a very pleasant person and has some great knowledge. Yeah, I probably would now that I think about it. Probably spend every morning getting some picks from her. But it is a little bit more motivating knowing that there are people waiting in the chat, waiting for us to start, and things like that. So thanks. Great, Mindy, for you to say that. And take a look at the record over there as well. All right. Let's talk about NHL next.
Ice hockey.
Just 2 games on the card.
Yeah, like I said, I was kind of bummed about that.
Yeah, especially we've had some success there as well. Let's take a look first. First off, we got the Canucks and the Rangers here, and the Rangers a considerable favorite, of course. Let's bring that back up.
Yeah, so do I think that the Rangers can get an over total today? I'm going to hedge and say yes, that they are. I'm going to go ahead here and take the over total at 6-0 and 0 in the Canucks' last 6 here versus the Eastern Conference, over 5-2 in the last 8 meetings between these two teams in New York. So I'm going to go ahead and take over 6.5 goals here.
All right. Yeah, it does worry me whenever I see a rate. Now I've got a rate game with 6.5. I mean, maybe, and again, I mean, I love hockey. Maybe I don't understand it as much as everybody else, and that's why I need, I don't know, the record says I'm okay, but I don't know, man. A Rangers game with 6.5. Yes, with these two teams, I would certainly right now kind of think about some goals being scored. 225. I'm even showing it shaded to the over right now. I just can't do it. I want to do it so bad here because otherwise I'm going to have to end up, I don't know, taking maybe the Canucks on the puck line here.
I don't mind that. Yeah.
Well, they do seem to play pretty well on the as a puck line dog. They are 18-13 with Rangers just 13-20. So I'll take Vancouver plus the goal and a half at minus $1.25 today on the road. Mindy will be on the over here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind that. That's where I would head if I was going to pick a puck line. It would be the Canucks over the Rangers.
Well, the thing is, Vancouver's a just insane road team going over, right? I mean, so what is the score going to be here? 4-3 doesn't make any sense, right? Because the spread's 220. 5-2 doesn't make any sense because the spread's 220. 5-2 to me says, minus 340 or so,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, yeah, and I'm talking the juice on. So, yeah, maybe 375, 400. So,
yeah.
That is kind of what's bizarre about the Rangers, because we know with Shesterkin, usually whenever he's in these division matchups or against a top-notch goalie like he is, you're back down at 5.5. So, Rangers they're not great on puck lines either. So, all right, I'm going to have to take Vancouver plus 1.5 here in this one. Man, wish there were more hockey games to choose from.
Right.
That way I wouldn't have to. Butterscotch is with me, though, in this one.
Yeah.
And TJ says we got Sturk in there. They'll win. Thank you, Ariel. Very kind of you to greet our regulars like that. Hopefully you'll become a regular. TJ wants Vancouver. Looks like maybe on just the money line. All right. All right, let's take a look at the other game tonight with Minnesota taking on Dallas, and Dallas is minus $1.40 now, and the total is definitely about 5.5 over 15. Here's the 5.5.
All right. Well, it's going to be quite the shootout, huh, Ramon? I think that's probably where it's headed. Maybe some overtime here today, but I like the Stars. I'm going to take them here today, minus 140, 4-0 over the last 4 when their opponent scores 2 goals or less as well. Stars ranked 9th in goals for, Wild ranked 23rd in goals for. I think the Stars can get it done, minus 140.
All right, yeah, you know what? Too high of a price for me. Even at 140. Yeah, I gotta respect what Minnesota's been doing of late.
Sure.
Certainly, it's a good game. Definitely a good game. Minnesota's pretty bad as an underdog, though. That's for sure. So TJ says he says that's not a bad price. Well, I just was concerned. It kind of went up. I thought it was like an early opener of about $1.25, and I didn't know if they were that overwhelming. You know, Wild not winning on the road right now. Hunter Love is here today. Good to see Hunter. Stars in regulation. All right. Okay. I can be I could be persuaded, I guess. I just thought it was too high, you guys. I thought 125. TJ says he understands juice is everything. Yep. And I think that's what I'm losing value on here to a certain extent. So
And that's why it might be a free play today, Ramon, right? I mean, it's just
no, but you're right.
Yeah.
And again, but if I come on it with you,
That it's more than that.
Yes, I'll take the under.
All right.
And that's the way I feel. I think 3-2 is more logical here. I'll be on the under in this one. All right, so no hockey. That's okay.
Yeah, no hockey today for me at all, probably. So
Here's we just had it right there. We have 4 plays basically. Mindy and I would want to go 4-0.
Right.
That's better than 2-0 actually, even though it's not a premium consensus. We did give you a side and total.
That maybe could make your consensus.
That's a great point. Thanks everybody for the show. Mindy, we did pretty well. We did better than yesterday. We got some plays.
That's right. We have quite a few plays for a small card. No, not really. We got 4 in the NBA. Let me put them in. And 3 in college.
While you do that, I'll head back over to Tony'sPicks.com. And maybe if Ariel's still here, can get a little bit more of an idea of what we're doing completely with ourselves here on Tony'sPicks.com. There you see some of the profiles at our website, Tony's Picks. There you'll find our premium picks, absolutely picks at Tony's Picks. These are just, we go down the card every day, give a bunch of free picks out. These are ones that we've already kind of eliminated from being our best picks. We would like to think that our best picks give us the best chance of winning. And if you look at a handicapper like Mindy Hahn, you'll see why. Mindy is up so far over the last 30 days on Tony'sPicks.com with our paid picks. Mind you, we're sports touts. Mindy still has made her followers $3,738 over the last 30 days on a $100 per play base unit, meaning, to win 100 on a favorite or 100 to win plus X on an underdog. So Mindy's been absolutely outstanding in college basketball, plus 1,600 units over the last 30 days. NHL, nearly 800 units last 30 days. NBA, 750 units last 30 days. Super Bowl's coming up. Oh, she's just 7-2 in her NFL plays over the last 30 days. So that's the type of work we do. We get commissions off of our sales, and we come on and do this show basically to hopefully get people to subscribe. But if you just go with our free plays, that's great too. We love that.
That's right.
We love the attention that we're getting with all the viewers and stuff. So here comes
Thanks, Neil.
those NBA plays for today. Kings under 240, Pacers under 223, the Hornets plus 5.5, and the Cavs minus 13.
Good
I don't
night.
know. Maybe that might be the most points we've ever laid on the show with a basketball team.
That is a fact, a very
Okay.
factual statement, because I normally don't play much over double digits, like ever. So crossing my fingers.
Here comes college basketball, where we have Temple over 138.5, Iowa State over 135, and Seton Hall plus 4.5. So 7 plays today on the show. We couldn't make one in hockey.
No, it's a weird card.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Neil. Thanks to everybody here for joining us on the morning steam. Hopefully you got winners out there as well. Check out our website, Tony'sPicks.com. There you see it, and there you see all of our winners. Click on the Who's Hot tab, and you'll see all of our handicappers that have profited within the last 24 hours and the last week. Pretty good day for our team over there. One thing I always seem to notice, Mindy, Ramon, Tiffany, where's Team Steam? We'll be back on that board tonight.
That's right.
I think it might have been 1-1-1 or 1-2-1, whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
We won a game somewhere. Okay. All right. Thanks everybody for joining us. Appreciate all of you. For Mindy Hahn, I'm Ramon Scott. Catch you on Thursday for our last show of the week.
Hooray! Mindy's always sleepy, so she needs time off on Friday.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.